Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to, I don't know. I wanted to give an explanation for why the whole stream shut down yesterday. Basically, my internet provider went out, and their explanation was that the wind had blown like one of the boxes up on the power poles or something like that somewhere, and that had shut the internet down for like the whole neighborhood that I live in, supposedly. And at first I thought that that was ridiculous, but on the other hand, knowing what I know about the power poles down here, maybe that is plausible. I just thought I'd show you guys what the power poles here look like, so you can maybe get an idea of yeah, what it's like down here. I just thought you guys would be interested in this, and I took these pictures in my neighborhood. By the way, this is not something I found off the internet. These are from where I live. So here's what it kind of this is like a clean power pole here. This is one that doesn't have too much going on here, right? So you got the lines coming in from wherever, from the power company or whatever, and then you got they just kind of like they just kind of like take a line off that and then just attach it to a house to give them power. Basically, it seems to be how they do it. Plus, the telephone line and the internet line and whatever, they just tack it all on there and just run it to the house, right? But there doesn't seem to be like a whole lot of care, when how they do this. Like you see, this line right here goes all the way over there, and then they've got it wrapped around this line going over here, I guess for stability, for it to hold it up a little bit. But of course, on the other hand, when we have a big earthquake down here, whenever that does happen, this line's going to pull on that line, and everywhere else it's connected, and the whole freaking thing is going to come down on our heads probably. But anyway, like I said, this is a very clean pool. This is a very clean pool. Just wait till we get to the last part. Here's another good example here. This is pretty close to where I live here. So you see this one pole here where they've got I think what's going on. It's very difficult to tell because it's not too easy to see, but you got the actual lines coming in here. And then from that, they just run these things. They just run these lines so far, like to every single corner of the globe here. It's just incredible, dude. So you have that like every time you walk down a city street over here, you have that hanging over your head. Just FYI. And this is a little bit closer view, from the bottom here, what it looks like. In fact, this is actually my power pole, or it's the pole that gives me power. That line right there that's wrapped around a bunch of other lines and it finally comes into like a 90-degree angle. That's actually, I believe, either my power line or some kind of line. That goes to me, I'm pretty sure. This is when I took a picture of my power pole, so that's what mine looks like. This is in the kind of the central part of town, and it's getting a little bit messier. In fact, we've got lines oh yes, this lines from this pole are being climbing up the building here and wrapped around literally this line comes up here and they just kind of pull it over the building, and that's yeah. Yeah, so you wonder why we have power outages here. Well, I don't. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, but this is still pretty tame. You could still fit a lot of crap up there. Trust me, you could still fit a lot of crap up there before it falls over. This one's getting a little bit more messy. So this is also in the central part of town, and yeah, as you can see, there's yeah, these are the kind of the lines how they should be, and then there's all this other stuff being coming off of it, and yeah, just going every. My God, look at that! Look at that! That's some kind of box right there. I'm not sure what that is, but I know there's just is this just spaghetti. It's spaghetti. It looks like it's power line spaghetti. Okay, yeah, this is getting a little bit more extreme here. This is also from the central part of town, and you can see they get a box that might be like internet or something like that. Whatever this thing is going out, who knows what. But the thing is, I mean, look at the lines there. Look at how like wrapped around they are. Still not the worst I've seen. It gets way worse than that. This is like a street corner right here. And so, like, this one, like, I mean, it's too confusing, really. You can't even see, like, what lines are going where, and what pole they're coming off of, almost. But this seems to be a major hub right here. They've got lines pretty much going everywhere off this one. Yeah, so this is another street corner here. So it's just like lines just dripping down everywhere. And we got a couple of boxes up there. Who knows what that is? It's probably internet or something. I don't know. I can't even tell. I can't even tell if those lines are coming off something else or what. But yeah. But this still isn't as bad as it gets. So this is another place really close to me. So this is a pretty this one's pretty overloaded. You can't see all of it because unfortunately I took this during the afternoon. But there's a lot, just like a ton of lines over this way that you probably can't see because it's too dark. But there's the worst. I've saved the worst for last, and this is truly frightening here. This is an abomination. This one. This is in the central part of town. Yeah, basically really close to the central park here, and yeah, as you can see, they just had no mercy when they did this. Actually, this isn't even as bad as it is. I took another picture from a different angle so you can see the other side, because the other side's just as bad. Look at that. So, yeah, imagine looking up at that. It's kind of scary. That's like something you'd see out of the movie The Matrix. You know, when Neo wakes up in that like that cell or something like that, all those wires around him. That's truly frightening. Yeah. Anyway, so I can kind of believe that an earthquake could mess something like that up a little, or even the wind blowing. A strong wind, there's plenty of like surface area to catch onto with a strong wind. You could probably push one of those poles just because they got so many lines on there. They're almost like a kite. Anyway, I thought you guys would be interested in that. Just be aware of that when you come to Central America. By the way, I've heard that even this isn't as bad as it can get in some places. Like some of the, the smaller cities will have something that looks even worse than this, believe it or not. So, all right. Anyway, just FYI, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Time, I am going to be streaming Heroes of Might Magic 3. And, okay, I guess I'll see you guys then.